Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Blue Origin sticks its first booster catch. DJI's new compact drone is steering clear of the U.S. First flight for Joby Turbine-Electric hybrid aircraft. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Look out, SpaceX, Blue Origin sticks its first booster catch. Blue Origin finally logged a clean booster recovery with New Glenn, giving Jeff Bezos' company proof that its heavy-lift rocket can reuse components in the same way SpaceX has since October 2024. The flight also shipped 2 NASA satellites toward Mars as New Glenn's first paying customer science payload. The launch marked an impressive step forward in the long catch-up effort for New Glenn. The program has burned billions of dollars and endured years of delays despite only debuting in January, if that attempt even counts. During the trial, the booster failed to reignite its engines and self-destructed on impact. The more recent launch lifted off from Cape Canaveral under clear skies after several days of weather delays and a geomagnetic storm. 7 BE-4 engines pushed the vehicle off the pad before the first stage separated and flew itself back toward an autonomous barge in the Atlantic. Roughly 10 minutes after liftoff, the 17-story booster touched down without incident. During its short airtime, the mission delivered NASA's twin Escapade spacecraft, Blue and Gold. The 2 probes will spend the next 22 months cruising toward Mars before entering synchronized orbits to study solar wind interactions with the planet's weak magnetic field. NASA paid about $18 million for the ride. After the break, Pipistrel makes waves in the Canadian flight training industry.
Looking for a new generation of proven and efficient aviation power plants that boast modern engineering, electronic ignition, and both direct and gear drive systems? With 100 horsepower to 240 horsepower, the Skyline and Redline engines offer uncommon value in an overpriced industry. Whether you are looking for fixed wing or rotor, MWFly Americas has been established to service the American market with dedication and expertise. MWFlyAmericas.com.
Meet the first of a new generation of the M-Class family. The M700 Fury. An aircraft worthy of the name, an indomitable force. The M700 Fury transcends traditional limits with more power, blistering performance, a finely appointed interior, and the luxury of what matters most. Time. Experience the Fury. Join the legacy.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Pipistrel makes waves in the Canadian flight training industry. Pipistrel recently announced that Transport Canada has validated the type certificates for its Velis Electro, Explorer, and Velis Club aircraft. The decision opens doors for Canadian operators looking for sustainable trainers and marks a notable step for Pipistrel's ever-expanding presence in regulated training environments. The Velis Electro enters the Canadian market with a strong record in Europe and the United States. It heals some of the typical community woes that come with increased flight training operations, featuring a 60 decibel noise profile and 0 operational emissions. Sierra Space's Dreamchaser may soon be airborne. Sierra Space's Dreamchaser spaceplane has cleared another round of pre-flight milestones at NASA's Kennedy Space Center, bringing the lifting body vehicle a step closer to the skies. The company has been running the spacecraft through a long list of test campaigns ahead of its debut under NASA's CRS-2 cargo contract. The Dreamchaser's most recent accomplishments include electromagnetic interference and compatibility testing inside the Space Systems Processing Facility, demonstrating that its avionics and subsystems behave properly in the kinds of charged environments it will encounter, from launch to landing. EAA Sport Aviation Halls of Fame honors 2025 inductees. A group of 5 recreational aviation trailblazers was honored on November 12th as the newest members of the EAA Sport Aviation Halls of Fame. The initiation ceremony and dinner were held at the EAA Aviation Center in Oshkosh, bringing together families and longtime friends to recognize the contributions that have made flying what it is today. NBAA and training providers publish BizAv SOP manual. NBAA, together with Flight Safety International and CAE, announced the publication of Business Aviation Aircraft Standard Operating Procedures that has been a long-time effort and represents a milestone in business aviation safety and consistency. The publication, Airplane Standard Operating Procedures Manual, is the culmination of a years-long project aimed at assisting aircraft operators to follow the same proven standards in single and multi-pilot operations. It incorporates best practices gleaned from business aircraft operators of all sizes, manufacturers, and training experts. That's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. DJI's new compact drone is steering clear of the U.S. Just over a month ahead of its potential ban in the United States, DJI has launched its lightest and most compact drone to date, and for obvious reasons, it won't be coming stateside anytime soon. The Neo 2 joins a lineup of DJI releases that have hit the market almost everywhere but the US this year, though the company's spotlight of the US government runs much deeper. The Pentagon flagged unauthorized military use of DJI drones back in 2017, and the Commerce Department later added the company to its entity list over alleged ties to China's treatment of Uyghurs. Then in 2024, DJI accused the Pentagon of labeling it a Chinese military company without evidence. Despite repeated appeals, a 49-page ruling in October 2025 upheld the Department of Defense's claims that DJI is tied to the Chinese Communist Party, though much of the significant evidence was dismissed in the process. Meanwhile, the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act requires a security audit of DJI's product line. With none of the 5 eligible federal agencies jumping on the opportunity and time running low, DJI will automatically join the FCC covered list on December 23rd. If nothing changes, this designation will formally block the company from obtaining new equipment authorizations needed to sell or import new drone models and other wireless products in the United States. After these messages, first flight for Joby Turbine-Electric hybrid aircraft.
DirectFly USA proudly introduces the new Alto NG, a single-engine, 2-seat light sport aircraft for the North American market. This simple, all-metal aircraft design provides low-maintenance cost, easy, comfortable access, and responsive flight controls. Equipped with the Rotax 912 engine and a ballistic parachute, the Alto NG is reliable and safe. Learn more about the Alto NG at directflyusa.com.
It's time to upgrade your power plant to the first FAA-certified clean sheet engine design in over 60 years. Delta Hawk's jet fuel-powered liquid-cooled turbocharged engine produces turbine performance at 40% better fuel efficiency of typical reciprocating engines, while also achieving exceptional reliability and significant reduction in cost of ownership. Reserve your engine package today at deltahawk.com.
I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, by far the best aerobatic propeller ever come out.
I use the Trailblazer. It adds performance to the Super Decathlon and dependability, and it's rugged.
Hartzell's been an excellent partner for Whip Air, just in terms of your product support as well as keeping an eye on the market and developing new products that meet demand.
It's helping us all have better performing airplanes.
It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Welcome back. First flight for Joby Turbine-Electric hybrid aircraft. Joby Aviation announced the first flight of its recently developed Turbine-Electric autonomous VTOL aircraft. This comes just 3 months after the aircraft concept was announced in conjunction with L3Harris Technologies, who brings technologies and expertise to address defense applications for the U.S. military. The demonstrator aircraft is modified to integrate a hybrid turbine powertrain with the fully electric air taxi platform and Joby's SuperPilot autonomy technology to deliver longer-range air taxi service as well as for commercial, civilian, and defense customers. The collaboration with L3Harris will bring missionization expertise including sensors, effectors, communications, and collaborative autonomy. The intent is to equip Joby's hybrid aircraft for defense applications, including congested logistics, loyal wingman operations, and low-altitude support. The U.S. government has requested $9 billion for the acquisition of next-gen, resilient, autonomous, and hybrid aircraft in the fiscal year 2026 budget. The aircraft performed its first flight at Joby's Marina, California facility on November 7th. The company will continue ground and flight testing prior to participating in operational demonstrations for government customers in 2026. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.